Hello, friends. I woke up this morning and I saw in the news the young children who protested for or protested against the bad government in Nigeria, and they were arraigned in court after spending more than 90 days in detention. And at the end of the day, they were given a bail bond of 10 million each. That is outrageous. That is how bad this country has become. One of my friends once said that Nigeria is a place where the best is not possible, even though the worst never happens. But I think the worst is happening in Nigeria today. And if you really love Nigeria, if you want Nigeria to be a better place to live in, I want you to listen to the things I'm going to say very carefully. Nigeria is under a very huge, mighty, cosmic curse. Yes, a curse. And it has a pattern, and I will explain to you the pattern. Right after the Civil War, Nigeria started experiencing a kind of pattern. And what is the pattern? Anytime we are fortunate enough to have a good leader, the leader either dies in office or he's dislodged. Take, for instance, the government of Shagari and Idi Amin. That was a very wonderful administration. We could still remember the war against indiscipline that was setting Nigeria on the path of progress. But how did it end? You all know that. And then we had another wonderful president in the person of the late President Musa Yaradua. Yes, Musa Yaradua. He was a wonderful president. He had very wonderful programs for Nigeria. How did he end? He died on the throne. Now, any other good person that comes to preside over Nigeria, that has good programs for Nigeria, that has a good mind to really salvage Nigeria from the quagmire it is in, will certainly meet his Waterloo. He's going to die tragically, or his government is going to be dislodged. Now, if Peter Obi had succeeded in becoming the president of Nigeria, I bet you he will have died now, or something terrible will have happened to his administration, because that is the pattern of the course. But then, if a leader that is insensitive to the plight of the people assumes the office of the president of Nigeria, no matter how frail or sick he is going to last long. Nothing will take him out. He is going to be there to make sure Nigeria reaps what is sowed. That is the pattern. And then let me also tell you this. If you have observed, right after the Civil War till now, every administration that comes in Nigeria is usually worse than the previous one. When Goodluck Jonathan was here, we are shouting, "You're bad luck. We need a change. We need a change. We need a change." And the change came. What happened? We started missing Goodluck Jonathan's regime. After Buhari dealt with us in the way he did, we thought that we had seen the worst. Nobody believed that Tinubu's administration would be worse than Buhari's own, because we thought Buhari was a peak of a bad administration. But today we are missing Buhari, right? And now let me also tell you this for free. Irrespective of what the prophets, our GOs, are going to say on the 31st nights of December, the crossover nights, good prophecies, it won't matter. The next administration is going to be worse than Tinubu's administration, and we are going to start missing Tinubu when the next government comes. That is just the pattern of the course. And why is it like this? During the Civil War, in as much as I feel ashamed to call that a war, it wasn't a war. It was a massacre. It was brutality. It was ethnic cleansing. It was genocide against the Igbos, the Biafrans. The federal government, backed by Russia and UK, came down heavily on the Biafrans, on the Igbo people, and raped our women, killed our fathers, mutilated our brothers, took our sisters to the north forcefully as their wives. That was mayhem. That was a transgression against the divine law, against nature itself. And then when the war ended, the federal government came and said 3R, reconciliation, rehabilitation, and reconstruction. Lip service, right? They didn't execute that 3R. And so consequently, the emotion, the collective emotion and the psyche of the average Igbo person has been brutalized, is hot, and they cannot release their blessings on this nation. Yes, the nation called Nigeria is under a severe course, which mere government, anti-government protests will not solve. Political parties will not solve that, because the pattern will continue to repeat itself until we address the problem of the civil war, which brutalized the Igbos. We need to get back to the Igbos. The federal government and Nigeria as a whole needs to get back to the Igbos and do proper reconciliation, restitution, reparation, reconstruction. You have to do that. If you don't do that, we are not going to go forward. How much is the dollar today? How much was the dollar before the Civil War? What is the standard of our education today? What was it, in those days? People came to Nigeria to study, but today we are flying even to Ghana to study. Is that not a shame? The cost is here to stay. The law of karma and the law of compensation is speaking against Nigeria. Unlike the Nigerian judicial system that is corrupt, the universal laws of God are immutable. They are inescapable. And so it is playing out in Nigeria. And we just have to go back and, address our wrong. Call the Igbo youth, call the Igbo leaders, make proper restitutions and reconciliation, and do what is right for once in our lives, so that this nation can go forward. We are tired of the suffering. The children are suffering. The men are suffering. The boys are suffering. The girls are suffering. The boys are turning to doing Yahoo because of how bad the nation is. We need to get this thing right so that God will bring his blessing. We did a whole lot of things to the Igbo nation as a country, which has to be, addressed practically, not lip service this time around. Until that is done, I'm telling you, Nigeria is not going forward. Try as hard as you may. Thank you.